Hey, the Keeper Crime Tracker uncovered a possible hotspot for arson. You emailed us about a string of fires near a West Pasco apartment complex, and because of our calls to the police, the cops will take a closer look at these fires. Action News reporter Molly Keller is taking action for you.
You don't feel safe.
And for good reason. Since Krista Hahn moved into Silver Creek Apartments a couple months ago, there have been a string of fires.
It ate all the way down basically to the street. Within minutes, this whole area was under fire.
The first was back in May. Flames melted this fence. The next month, another fire, same area in the empty field right next to the apartment complex. A witness saw teenagers in the area just before the fire started. And just this week, the biggest fire yet. More fence melted, same area. 4 acres of brush burned. 3 fires in 3 months. I called up the Pasco fire chief. He says there is an active arson investigation, but there's no suspects. They don't know who's doing all this. Krista says managers at Silver Creek aren't being open about this. When I called the office earlier this week, the person on the other end said there was no fire overnight. A day later, and more viewer emails, I wanted to check it out for myself and found all this. I went back to the apartment manager for answers. She didn't want to go on camera, but says the complex was waiting to hear about a report from the fire marshal before worrying renters. The manager promises if the recent fire is ruled arson, management company will offer a reward for tips leading to an arrest. To be clear, Pasco police are just calling this suspicious. Now, when I first started calling about this case, I was told there is no investigator from the Pasco Police Department looking into it because there are no leads. Well, later in the day, I found out now an investigator is assigned to the case and looking into it because of our calls.
And so if people are watching and the people who are doing it know they're watching, maybe it'll stop.
Krista now hopes she can move somewhere else.
It's that bad that, if my son's worried, I don't want to be somewhere that he's scared to sleep.
Molly Keller, Action News.
And several neighbors also told Molly about concerns with the fire alarms. They say during this last fire, none of the pull-down alarms worked. We took those concerns to management. They said a company was just out recently checking on them, but said that they would look into it. And we're going to follow up to see what they found. Now, Keeper Action News is committed to balanced coverage to include all sides of every story. If you think we missed a side, contact us through phone, email, Facebook, or Twitter. We are dedicated to telling a fair story.